What if I told you that long before the first skyscraper pierced the sky, ancient civilizations were already shaping the heavens with stone and mud? In the golden sands of Egypt, the pyramids rise like frozen suns, vast tombs built to guard the divine journey of kings. Meanwhile, in the fertile heartlands between the Tigris and Euphrates, another marvel emerged, the Ziggurat, a stair-stepped mountain of mud bricks, built to honor the gods. Though separated by land and language, the ancient Sumerians and Egyptians both reached upward, crafting monuments that reflected their deepest beliefs. One structure was a gateway to worship, the other a portal to eternity. But how could two peoples, born in different worlds, build such towering visions, and why were their purposes so different? What makes a pyramid and a ziggurat a temple? In this video, we'll uncover the secrets of these two ancient wonders, diving into the people who built them, the reasons they rose, and the legacies they left behind. From Mesopotamia to the Nile, this is the story of how the great civilizations reached for the heavens in their own unique way. Welcome to Ziggurats vs. Pyramids, a tale of two civilizations. The story of ziggurats and pyramids begins with two of the world's earliest civilizations, the Sumerians and the Egyptians. Around 3000 BCE, the Sumerians flourished in Mesopotamia, an ancient land nestled between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. This fertile crescent, often called the cradle of civilization, saw the birth of writing, law, and urban life. The Sumerians built sprawling city-states like Ur, Uruk, and Eridu, each crowned by majestic ziggurats. These towering temples symbolized their religious devotion and political power. Meanwhile, to the southwest, the Nile River nurtured the rise of ancient Egypt. Here, civilization emerged from the desert sands, along the life-giving river that flooded predictably every year, allowing agriculture to thrive. The Egyptians built powerful kingdoms, led by god kings known as pharaohs, whose tombs, the pyramids, would become lasting symbols of their reign. Though separated by geography and culture, these two civilizations shared a common goal: to harness the forces of nature and the divine through monumental architecture. Their stories intertwined with the rivers they revered and the land they shaped, laying the foundations for all human progress to come. At the heart of their design, ziggurats and pyramids served very different purposes. Ziggurats were not tombs but temples, sacred mountains built to bring priests and worshippers closer to the gods. Their tiered steps symbolized the ascent from earth to heaven, a physical and spiritual connection. Each ziggurat was dedicated to a specific deity and acted as a religious center where offerings and ceremonies were performed daily. It was a place of life, worship, and divine communication. Egyptian pyramids, by contrast, were grand tombs, eternal resting places for pharaohs. Their smooth, angled sides symbolized rays of sunlight, guiding the soul upward to the afterlife. Inside the pyramids, complex chambers held the body, treasures, and spells meant to protect the deceased king and ensure his safe journey beyond death. While ziggurats elevated the living to meet their gods, pyramids ensured the dead could ascend and live forever in the divine realm. These differences in purpose shaped every brick, every step, and every stone, reflecting each civilization's unique worldview and spiritual beliefs. The design of ziggurats and pyramids reveals much about their builders' intentions and skills. Ziggurats were constructed in a series of stepped terraces, resembling giant staircases reaching skyward. Each tier receded as it rose, creating a terraced pyramid with broad platforms. The top platform housed a small temple or shrine, the sacred dwelling of the gods, accessible only to priests. The outer walls were often sloped and fortified, built with sun-baked mud bricks that weathered the desert climate. Pyramids, by contrast, were geometric masterpieces, smooth-sided, triangular shapes rising in perfect symmetry. Their four faces converged at a sharp apex, symbolizing stability and eternity. Built primarily from massive limestone blocks, pyramids showcased advanced engineering, designed to stand for thousands of years without collapsing. The internal layout of pyramids was complex, with hidden chambers and passageways crafted to protect the pharaoh's tomb and treasures. In comparison, ziggurats had no internal chambers but instead focused on external grandeur and sacred access. These contrasting designs reflect each civilization's priorities, one emphasizing sacred approach and ritual ascent, the other eternal preservation and monumentality. Materials shaped the very essence of these ancient monuments. The Sumerians relied mainly on mud bricks, sun-dried and made from a mixture of clay, straw, and water. These bricks were easy to produce and perfect for their arid climate but lacked lasting durability. To strengthen their structures, builders coated the bricks with bitumen, a natural tar-like substance that helped waterproof and bind the walls. Construction was a labor-intensive process, requiring thousands of workers to mold, dry, and stack the bricks layer by layer. In contrast, the Egyptians used hard stone, primarily limestone, and granite quarried from nearby sites. These stones were cut with remarkable precision, shaped using copper tools and abrasives. They were then transported hundreds of miles along the Nile River using sledges and barges. The sheer weight and size of these blocks demanded innovative methods of leveling and scaffolding to place them perfectly. This mastery of stonework contributed to the pyramids' enduring legacy, while the Sumerians' mud brick constructions required frequent maintenance and rebuilding. Together, these materials reveal not only the resources available but also each culture's approach to permanence and grandeur. For the Sumerians, ziggurats were much more than architectural feats. They were sacred mountains connecting heaven and earth. Each ziggurat embodied the presence of a specific god, a physical and spiritual bridge where divine energy touched the mortal world. The climb to the temple at the summit was a symbolic journey of approaching the divine, reserved for priests who acted as mediators between gods and people. The ziggurats' prominence in the city skyline constantly reminded the population of the god's watchful presence and protection. In ancient Egypt, pyramids symbolized the pharaoh's divine power and his role as a god-king. The smooth, sunlit faces of the pyramids reflected the rays of Ra, the sun god, reinforcing the pharaoh's connection to divine light and eternal life. Inside, elaborate burial rituals and magical spells ensured the pharaoh's soul could live forever, guiding him through the afterlife. Thus, pyramids were not only tombs but spiritual machines designed to secure immortality and cosmic order. Both structures reveal how deeply religion and culture shaped ancient life, intertwining earthly rule with celestial belief. The legacies of ziggurats and pyramids tell two different stories of survival. The mud brick ziggurats, though impressive in their time, were vulnerable to erosion, rain, and the passage of centuries. Many have crumbled into ruins, their original grandeur lost to time. Yet some, like the famous Ziggurat of Ur, still stand as remarkable remnants of Mesopotamian civilization, revealing their step form and sacred purpose. The Egyptian pyramids, especially the Great Pyramid of Giza, have endured nearly 4,500 years, standing almost intact as testaments to ancient engineering brilliance. Built of massive stone blocks, their resilience has made them lasting symbols of human achievement and mystery. These structures have inspired generations of architects, historians, and travelers, sparking wonder about the past and the power of human ingenuity. Today, ongoing preservation efforts seek to protect these monuments, honoring their cultural significance while ensuring their stories continue to be told. Ziggurats and pyramids, two iconic structures from two of the world's earliest civilizations. Though both rise majestically from desert sands, they served very different purposes. Ziggurats stood as sacred mountains, centers of worship connecting humans to their gods. Their step terraces symbolized a journey toward the divine, guiding priests in sacred rituals. Pyramids, in contrast, were eternal tombs built to safeguard pharaohs and secure their journey into the afterlife, monuments of immortality and power. Architecturally, ziggurats embraced the Earth's natural materials and embraced vertical progression, while pyramids showcased monumental engineering with perfectly smooth stone surfaces designed to last forever. Both reveal the deep beliefs, skills, and ambitions of their people. So, which do you find more impressive, the spiritual ascent of the ziggurat or the timeless grandeur of the pyramid? Share your thoughts and join the conversation about these ancient wonders.